is from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no wrong with them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes, those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I got that day. Remember when me tell you say I got that day. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. But the way you put like a papa nuku. But then when we go, me tell you what I look and the what on this Amiro. Me tell you what I day. From the front and the rest of man, I tell you what I do. Me never give up. Me tell them
I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
And I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans, if for freedom had to die, we will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in the heart, you'll never be apart.
They fought for our freedom, they died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front, without food, without guns, for our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes, we want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and never, and never, and never.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We play in our history that the death of our people is a mystery. No going back till we get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bomb, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes, those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now? If not you, you died at Mali.
They were starved to death because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in the heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes for our fallen heroes.
This is for my fallen heroes. Give them a patient people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not recover, yeah.
They paid the ultimate price. They died for the freedom of unborn child. We live for the legacy.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. flag in the air. Never be afraid. March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is.
I'm looking at myself
We
in the
must
mirror.
revenge, and we must stand to represent who we are.
Akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma chọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ihe niile ma ụkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tighata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wuzi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-emeghị omimi n'ime ya ihe ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara enwepụghị kọwara m ọmụwa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe a rụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị ụnụkọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe na ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye ghara ndụ kpakụ onye ire rie niile ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka anyị cheghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe na ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro ekwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu ụmụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ
akụkọ akọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi wee kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ ihe eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria gaja
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dịka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu akụkọ mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na onwe ihe kwegbuo anyị wu nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga kama na anyị etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu o doo na onye onwe onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu Awụsa ebepụ isi ọnwụghị ofu ugboro ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ ọnwụghị ugboro atọ ọnwụghị ugboro anọ ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụbụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ ibe mabata n'ime ụlọ mbịa bupụ m isi a sị na-achọghị ụdị nka ọ bụghị anyị maka a ga-eji wee chụọ àjà ọzọ
onye si na ya ga-ata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị ife arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi ga arụ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị nne n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra ebe ndị kọstọm sokonye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm jiri ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi na-ekwu ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu
ọgbọgọ wa mẹmi nara goliath chineke nna nke igwe ruo mẹmi na fero ṣùgbọ́n otu wa mee ka fero kọ gụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị ga-ebi ka o wee taa akọkọ igiri ọtọ ọsọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụbụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa nwunye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị gwa amakpa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akpọ na okwu gị na nọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe egosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this evening program. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting from. Please kindly like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you as we try to share some informations this evening. This is the evening section of our program in keeping our promise to continue to encourage Biafrans and continue to speak on matters that concerns us. That is why we are here this evening presenting this program to Biafran people. And everything we are saying and doing is something that has to concern our freedom, the freedom of the Biafran people. Every one of us should know that the game have changed, the battle have changed front, and today the enemies of Biafra are no longer hiding. Today they are acting out and they are all out fighting. You can see the battle, the way it is going and the people they are using. Today the work, the contract that was given to Soludo is no longer hidden. It is no longer hidden. Maybe before it was just a suspicion, but as it stands today, the contract that's given to Soludo is no longer hiding, and Soludo is not looking out, he's not looking back and carrying out that very contract. Soludo is in the front line today, attacking the Biafran people. He has did this as a contract. He has no other thing to do in Anambra State except to stop Biafra. That is the only project why they brought him and gave him a governorship during the time of Buhari. And now he is doing that job in his last tenure to see that he delivers. But I bet you he is going to end up in shame, just like every other person have ended up in shame. The attack Soludo is giving today on the seat at home in Biafra land is not ordinary. It is not ordinary. Because this is a critical time, a time that the international communities are looking into the issue of sit at home. The sit at home we are doing is drawing the attention of the international community, and that is why Soludo has intensified in his attack against the Biafran people. He is not going to stop today, he's not going to stop tomorrow, he's not going to stop anytime soon. But I bet you, whether he stops or he doesn't stop, that will not stop us from doing what we have to do, and that will not stop the coming of Biafra. Biafra is already here, regardless whatever they do, and they know that there is no other way to go. They know already. They know there is no other thing they can do. So that is why today they are fighting the last battle. They are fighting the last battle, doing everything they can to see that they stop the quest for Biafra. But the more they try, the more we get stronger. The more they try, the more we get stronger. So my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, don't get discouraged. I know the battle is intense. Sometimes when you wake up and you see what is going on, sometimes you ask yourself, does it? So many of us are facing so many challenges. More especially those of us who are committed in this cause, who are putting their faces on the line, doing one thing or the other. It is not an easy task. They are attacking us right, left, and center, and they are doing so many things against us, online and offline. But wherever you are as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Gabiam to please, please and please try as much as you can to exercise resilience. Try to be strong. No matter what happens, no matter what you see, try as much as possible to be strong. Don't allow anyone to distract you. Do not allow the attack that is coming to make you walk away. I know it is intense. My own very self, sometimes I feel it. So how much more? Sometimes I begin to look and ask, does it really worth it? Because you see in most cases that even the people you are fighting for will be fighting against you. In most cases, you see that you begin to get attack and battle from your own brothers, those who you believe you are fighting the same cause. But I bet you all those are the works of the agents of darkness. And you have to understand, so many of us do not have the same knowledge of understanding. So many of us understand things, have different capacity and different strength. So everybody is working according to his strength. So that is why I say, wherever you are, wherever you belong, and you feel it's working out for you, please continue to work on that path. Whatever you are doing and you feel that this thing you are doing is the one working for you, that is the one your strength can carry, that is the area you know you can operate, please continue to do that. Regardless the group where you belong, regardless the angle where you are. The most important thing is that every single one of us, we are pursuing one cause, which is Biafra. Biafra is all we want. The freedom of the Biafran people is all we want. The freedom of our people, the freedom of our children, our generation unborn. And we have to do everything humanly possible to see that we are free. We cannot hand over this very suffering to our children. Our children cannot be in exile the way we are today. We cannot transfer this very problem to. In this our own time, we will do everything humanly possible to fight this battle once and for all. That is what we remember sometimes. We say, no, we cannot stop, because at this point in time, there is no going back. There is no going back. Going back is not an option. Any attempt to retreat this time is a suicide mission. As you can see, wherever you are, continue to fight. Most of our people, even on the ground, the Liberation Army are facing their own challenges. Even as you are watching me, the war is going on in Biafra land. A serious war is going on, and the Liberation Army is fighting every now and again with little or no support. And they need your support too. They need my support. Anywhere you are, if you know how you can be able to support the Liberation Army, ask questions and send your support to them. They are there doing their own part on the ground. There are some people who are on diplomatic level doing their diplomatic issue. There are some who are passing information on media. There are different areas. Whichever area you see that it's okay for you, where you are connected, please go ahead and do what you have to do. Do not spend your time blaming. Do not spend your time arguing. Do not spend your time insulting. Do not give space for the enemy to come between us. We know how hard they are working. We know how hard the enemy is working every single day to penetrate us. There is no doubt about that. We know how they are working tirelessly. We know the millions of dollars that Nigerian government is spending to infiltrate the movement. to lobby right, left, and center and make sure that they neutralize it. But I bet you, wherever you are as a Biafran, do not give up. Do not give up. We will surely overcome, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Whatever the enemies say, whatever they do, don't give up. The attack is going to be heavy. It will intensify more than you can ever imagine. But I bet you, help is going to come when you least expect it. Help is going to come. As we speak, the United States is coming forward and moving forward in the action they need to take. Donald Trump is still talking tough, and we are hoping that there will be something positive from that direction. Because the Janjaweed are not stopping, as you know. They have even increased their attack. They have increased their attack, and now the only solution remains fighting to finish. There is nothing like retreating. Any attempt to retreat is a suicide mission. I have said it over and over again. So wherever you are as a Biafran, we must remain focused and remain strong. Anything you are doing to see that we stand, please do it. Just like in the case of the sit at home. That is the only strong weapon that we have now. There is no other thing in place except that sit at home. And you can see that is the only thing that is hurting the government. That is the only thing that is hurting the government. And again, that is the only thing that the world can look at today and they say, yes, we are united. That is one thing that when you look at it, you will see unity written boldly. You don't need to explain it to anybody. You don't need to begin to narrate it to anybody. You don't need to interpret it. It interprets himself. Every Monday, once you look at Biafra land, you will see the interpretation of the struggle. You will see a reminder that there are people who are displeased with what is going on in the zoo. Every Monday. You don't need to talk. You don't need to announce. Just look at Biafra land every Monday and you will see through. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, I urge you in the name of Chukwuka to please remain strong. Never give up. Never give up. I am not here to tell you that the battle is easy. It is not going to be easy. It will even be tougher the days ahead. And so many of us are already getting tired. So many of us are getting tired because of the misinformations that are coming. So many of us are getting tired because of the confusion that is coming right, left, and center. So many of us are getting tired because of some unnecessary issues that are propping up. And when you see people express that tiredness and disappointment, I don't blame them. I do not blame them. That is why I continue to preach and tell people that you do not have to give up. All you need to do is to continue to hold on that which matters for us. What is that matters to us? That thing that matters to us is our collective interest on what we are chasing. The self-determination that we are looking, the freedom we are looking, that's the Biafra that we are all searching for. That is the direction every one of us is going. That is the only direction that we are going. So whichever group you are, whatever you believe in, any angle you're like, I have said it and I say it and I repeat it again. We must not have the same opinion. We must not be in the same group. But let the target be one. Let the purpose for which we gather on camera every day, we talk about Biafra. We spend money to buy data. We spend time to sit in one place and talk. Let the purpose be one, Biafra, no matter what they do. Nigeria is gone and gone for good. Any reasonable and responsible person today that finds himself in Nigeria, the only thing you can do is to see how you can save yourself and save your region. That is the only sensible thing any human being can do. If you are in that contraption called Nigeria, the only sensible thing you can do today is to think of how to save yourself and save your region. Because Nigeria is gone and gone for good. And there is nothing you can do to redeem it. The zoological republic is irredeemable. No matter how you try, the more you try to redeem it, the more you destroy yourself. It is irredeemable. So, my fellow Biafrans, as Biafrans, we have already drawn our part and made it clear and known to the world. And I bet you the world is paying attention. And in a very short while, something remarkable is going to happen. I don't know when or how, but I bet you something remarkable is going to happen. It is coming up very, very soon. It's going to come quicker than you expect. But I want every one of us to be very careful, to pay attention. We must be very careful in what we see so that you don't get distracted and don't get deceived. As long as we are careful and we are following suit, doing what we are supposed to do, everything is going to work out for our own good. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama, please remain strong and do not be discouraged. Do not be deterred. No matter the temptation you see, no matter the obstacles, no matter the hindrances, it will always be there. But know that that will not be the end. Because at the end of the day, we are going to come out victorious. At the end of the day, you will look back and you will be happy and say, yes, you fought a good battle. I believe that we are going to win this battle. I do not judge the struggle with what I see today, because I believe that tomorrow is going to be better. What matters now is what we are going to see tomorrow. What is going to be the face of the struggle tomorrow? That is what is the most important. And I strongly believe that by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama, something better is coming. So, my fellow Biafrans, I want us to now pay attention to their conventional media. Let us see the report they have on their media. From there, we can be able to key in, debunk the lies they tell, and also get awareness on some things, confirmation on things that we have already known. Let's listen and hear what they have to say on this very program.
US. Let's begin what's trending, discussing the deadly incident in Plateau State on Monday after terrorists killed at least 10 people in coordinated attacks across the state's Bakinladi and Riyam local government areas. The deadliest attack occurred around 7:30 p.m. at a relaxation spot in Dorwa Babuje village and Bakinladi local government area, where suspected Fulani militants opened fire indiscriminately, killing 7 to 9 people in a simultaneous assault. In Joel community in Riyam local government area claimed 1 additional life. The assaults have sparked protests and heightened fears of reprisal violence in the volatile Middle Belt region.
You know, the terrorists are there, they are killing people, they come with their guns, placed on farmland, poison their guns, and allege that we are the one killing their people by laying ambush and sit them, blame on us and come with this terror attack on us. We have been pushed to the wall, we've been saying, I may not sin again, and nobody should follow me for anything. Nobody should follow us for anything. I told you we could to kill like this, and Nigerians could to kill like this, and the terrorists are there moving freely. Sir, I've stopped in Fulani from placing on our land. If they have any land belonging to them, they should go and place there. Our land is not for any grazing. And I wish SDA be said, so that they should not do this, that this is our what.
Right, no arrests have been reported as at the filing of this report, while videos on burial service due hundreds of mourners to an open field on Monday. Reverend Ezekiel Dachimo led an emotional prayer service with community members. Now, communities are appealing for sustained military presence to prevent further reprisals. Meanwhile, hundreds of protesters blocked highways on Monday, demanding better security. Some community members of Ratatis and Dorwa Babuje are accusing authorities of selective response, only intervening after counterattacks occurred. On February 19th, 5 Fulani youth were ambushed near Junk community while traveling on motorcycles from Dorwan Babuje. One victim was beheaded, others were shot. Videos circulating on social media shows a mass Islamic burial with mourners placing shrouded bodies in a communal grave. Fulani advocates claim their losses go underreported because victims are Muslim or nomadic, while burial groups like the Youth Holder Association cite ongoing massacres and demand federal action against what they call Fulani terrorists. Now, Governor Caleb Mutfwang's administration is facing, criticism from both sides. Both sides are saying that there's some bias, Dr. Abati. At this point, we're seeing these sort of attacks between these two communities. We've seen one from the Fulani, the 5 Fulani young people were killed indiscriminately. And, just yesterday, 10 of our Nigerians were killed. Your thoughts before I take this comment?
It's very unfortunate, and it speaks to the tragedy that we face. Very much like Egyptian literature. In Egyptian literature, there is this dominant theme of retribution and revenge. Whether you are reading Nagib al-Mahfouz or you are reading Tawfiq al-Hakim. And we use, Egyptian literature, even the modern contemporary writers, to teach how blood feeds on blood because of a certain culture about dignity, about honor. You kill my person, it's a matter of honor for me to also kill your person. And that is the kind of thing that we're seeing in Plateau State. They will keep Christians in one community, I think it's in Bakenladi and in the Birom area, and then the Islamic militants, Yadis, will do retribution and also, kill Christians. Christians will kill Muslims. I think it's a spectacle that does not speak well in terms of the level of security in the country. No individual, whether Christian or Muslim, should be subjected to the indignity that we see, to the loss of life that we have seen. And it's a reminder, a loud reminder, not a subtle one, that the Nigerian government still needs to do a lot more to protect the dignity of the human person, to ensure that persons are not killed, eliminated, harassed, harmed, just because they belong to a particular faith. And that is why, recent developments in terms of collaboration with the United States is important. And the Nigerian government has always, maintained the position that it has an obligation to protect the lives and property of every Nigerian, be you a Muslim or a Christian or a traditional religionist. Yeah. And we keep saying they must walk the talk.
Yes, they must walk the talk.
When all of us are safe, we say that, this is a more safer country, as promised.
You're absolutely right. We're hearing deaths every single day in Nigeria. Really unbecoming, really sad. And, may their souls rest in peace. Those young men, 10 of them and 5 last week. Speaking about cooperation, Dr. Abati, meanwhile, U.S. lawmakers have delivered a comprehensive report to the White House outlining specific measures to combat Christian persecution and extremist violence in Nigeria. The February 23rd presentation marks a significant escalation in congressional pressure on Abuja to address religious violations. Congressman Riley Moore led the bipartisan delegation that formally handed over the document to the Trump administration. The congressional document proposing sweeping actions, negotiating a bilateral U.S.-Nigeria security agreement conditioning American aid on verifiable progress, and imposing targeted sanctions under the Global Magnitsky Act against individuals or groups complicit in violations. The report specifically names the Meeti Allah Cattle Breeders Association and officials enabling blasphemy enforcement. The lawmakers are demanding the repeal of Sharia and blasphemy laws in states where they are applied, disarmament of militias, persecution of perpetrators, and improved protections for displaced communities. While the White House hasn't commented on next steps, but the report signals potential escalation in U.S. pressure if Nigeria fails to demonstrate measurable progress on religious freedom protection. But however, implementing these sweeping measures may present you significant diplomatic challenges. I know that you have gone through the document and you've seen some of those measures, especially some of these, enforcement of, disarming the Sharia law or, changing all of that. It might prove challenging for them. I don't know how that implementation might work, but it is welcoming to hear this sort of collaboration when you talk about persecution of militias, the terrorist group. That sort of rhetoric is what we want to hear with the collaboration.
All right, I like the word collaboration that you emphasize on. I don't think this is collaboration, mind you. I think this is the US taking charge and inviting Nigeria when it thinks it needs to come on the table. Yes, they have talked about collaboration, but truly, when you read the report, there's nothing collaborative about this. The recommendations, the stark numbers that were mentioned, it was an indictment because they said that Nigeria is actually the most difficult country currently to live as a Christian, where Christians are persecuted. That was stated in their report. But when you talk about recommendations, this is where, and that's why I come to the point of it's not a collaboration, because I'm not sure how Nigeria would achieve some of the recommendations made by Rep. Lima and the committee that worked on this. There's more details, it's there, but in truth, they are accepting very divisive recommendations right there that I don't think even Nigeria was part of that committee would agree to. Number one, often talked about the Sharia law and the history of the Sharia law, that it's more complicated and complex than just saying do away with it. It started from the Obasanjo administration, and yes, you might have conversations and thoughts around it, and a number of people have come out to say that this is one of the reasons why it's difficult to practice Christianity in certain parts of the country, but there are constitutional conversations around that. It's not just coming up with a report and stating that. Then he also talks about Russia, relationships with Russia and China, and talking about how the Chinese sometimes take advantage and perpetrate these acts by paying these militia groups to protect them when they illegally mine our resources. We need to investigate that because there have been other currents around this illegal mining going on and the funding of this illegal mining. So whilst we might disagree with the US position on how Nigeria should interact with other international partners like Russia and China, there's still some substance there that needs to be investigated, and we need to say more about that. But in other areas, if you go and read under the comments, you would almost feel sad or embarrassed being in Nigeria. People were hailing, oh, thank you so much. Now come and monitor our elections. You have done really well. But of course, this is ignorant response, because it's not everything as a Nigerian that should agree. We are still a sovereign nation the last time I checked. But other recommendations, the collaboration of coming together to ensure that aid is provided to aid is provided for the people living in the IDP camps, internally displaced camps, and for that process to be transparent and the money is monitored. Also based on achievable outcomes as well. I thought that was really good. And we should begin to see how we phase out and take out people from the IDP and resettle them into the communities. They also talk about protection of lives and properties in these areas and concerted efforts that must be made by the government to ensure the protection of lives and properties, especially in the middle belt areas or areas that have been flagged up. This would have a ripple effect. But on the whole of it, it's bittersweet. Good because finally attention has been brought to this matter that has been talked about for too long in Nigeria, but has been covered. But bad because it's quite sad that another country seems to be taking the lead in what Nigeria ought to primarily be taking the lead on in terms of protecting its own people.
Yeah, I mean, you highlighted, there's no harm in collaborating. I mean, because this is how nations survive, really. And, there's some sort of diplomatic relations that we need to continue to engage to solve these problems, severe problems that we're facing in Nigeria. Meanwhile, Rufai, in a shocking development, a new report from AFP has sparked reactions as it alleges that the Nigerian government paid 2 billion naira to Boko Haram terrorists in exchange for 230 students and staff of St. Mary's Catholic School after they were kidnapped last November. According to the report, 3 sources told AFP that Nigeria's federal government flew via helicopter to one of Boko Haram's hideouts in Goza, northeastern Borno State, and transferred the funds to Ali Ngude, one of the group's militant commanders. And because of poor network in the area, Ngude reportedly had to leave Nigeria and travel to Cameroon to confirm receipt of the money. Once confirmed, 100 children were released. 2 Boko Haram commanders were also reportedly released as part of the deal. Now, the allegations from this report raise serious questions around what went into securing the victims' freedoms. Nigerian security services categorically denied paying any ransom, stating government agents do not pay ransoms. And we're told that the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, led the 2-week negotiations that secured the children's release in December. Now, this new report counters the government's claim, and if ransom was paid, it sets a dangerous precedent when it comes to funding of terrorist operations and hinders any sort of, achievement that we can make in this issue that we're facing in Nigeria. Your thoughts?
Okay. Nigeria is a country that has been battered, that has lost its spine, and that is now degrading. That's the sad reality. From the comments Ayo made as regards America trying to tell you what to do, I'm not collaborating. It's an indictment to say they were trying to collaborate. They were upending your sovereignty right in front of you. Because if they tell you don't...
Nigeria has ended. I don't know why it is difficult for these people to understand. I don't know who they are trying to convince that Nigeria is still functioning. That is why we are here. On social media, we say it the way it is. The United States cannot collaborate. Look at, after you just made mention of the script that was sent to the government, Donald Trump government this day. After that very letter has been submitted to them, look at what is still happening in Nigeria. They are still paying ransom to bandits. They are still freeing Boko Haram. They are still working with Boko Haram. Even in the issue of Sharia, while you are talking about stopping Sharia, they are still creating more Sharia police. Nothing is going to work in the zoo. The earlier you understand that, the better.
Because Trump is close to Victor Orban. They are upending your sovereignty. They are telling you that you change your laws. They are telling you that we're taking responsibility for your country. Things you ought to provide as a sovereign nation for your people, you cannot provide it. They are taking away your sovereignty, upending your sovereignty. And you think it's something to be happy about. It's a reflection of the country that's on the spine. That is on its knees, that has lost the spine. It has also lost the spine because you can't fight insecurity. We keep asking the Papiri people that happened, how did they get out? National Security Advisor told us that don't worry, they will release them. We keep asking, if you do not kill these people in an operation, that means something must have happened. But you see, whatever allegations that they made at the parents, so it's a waste of it. You know why? Because some of the Papiri students were kidnapped in January when another attack happened around Nigeria. So when you look at what is happening in the country, you also now talk about the complicity. That's to show you that Nigeria has lost its spine. In case in point, still today, Oji ordered the military to leave 30 minutes before the KBK were abducted. So can we also extrapolate by saying, were the KB girls too paid? Were ransom paid for the KBK before they were released? Because that was how they were released. Without shooting, without anything. What kind of deal went on?
Those are the questions you found.
And secondly, who ordered the military to leave 30 minutes before? Just like in the case of Waro, over 100 and something people have been kidnapped now. When they sent security reports, it took the military 10 hours to respond. Another point on complicity. When the village head in Waro sent a message to the security authorities, the bandits, the criminals, the terrorists intercepted that message, and that was why they struck. Another 4th point on complicity. So when you have all of this, and the National Security Advisor just says they are releasing people, then it shows that the nation has lost its spine. You know why? Because the general affirmation of every nation is its sovereignty and it is right to be able to protect the people in Section 14 of Section 2. So if the government has lost it in any shape or form, then it is a case of water don't pass Gary or yam pepper scatter issue at your. So we are in a dilemma as we speak to the OG. And that's why when I submit to you that we do not have security, people think I don't know what I'm saying. It's because I've looked at all the parameters and say that if you are protected in this country, it's just by the grace of God you sleep and wake up. OG, if the men of the criminal world decide to attack or strike anybody close to you, they will do it without anything happening to them. That's the kind of country we are. And that's why you see America is dictating to us. And you can see that Nigeria government has lost its mind so much that in all of this conversation, instead of us to go ahead and take the fight to these people killing people in jaws and in the likes and everything, what are we doing? We are paying millions to go and do PR and propaganda by trying to appease America by telling America that we are trying to fight the problem when the problem is still on ground. All right, successive governments failed, but the failure of these governments is ironclad. All right. Dr. Bati, I'd like your thoughts on the two story, but I want to take this story so that you can tie it all together. I mean, it's not a story together, it's just because of time. But I want you to touch on those two stories as well after you discuss this. Now let's turn our attention to this clip from the Arise News primetime show on Friday, which is now circulating on social media. In the clip, the national leader of the Zenith Labour Party, Dan Nwanyamu, vividly recalled the time when he and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited the late MKO Abiola when he was in a Lagos hospital during one of those visits. Abiola told Nwanyamu that one of the reasons he wanted to be president was because of an emotional encounter with the chief surgeon at a London hospital who happened to be Nigerian. Let's take a look.
When Abiola had a swollen leg, he was admitted in the Go Hospital in Lagos, room 437. I was the only non-member of the family that was with him. The wife would bring food, leave it with me. I would serve him after eating. I would eat the remnants. Abiola called me one day, comrade, do you know why I want to be president? I said, tell me, Mr. President. He said there was a time I went for surgery in King's Hospital, London. They wheeled me to the theater. 6 doctors were in the room. 3 on my right, 3 on my left. They're all white people. After 10 minutes, sir, do the thing, let me go. Say, no, we're waiting for the chief surgeon. Not long, one black man came with 2 other doctors. When the black doctor entered, he moved close to Abiola. They can't saw, sir. Abiola said, look, what's your name? Are you a Nigerian? I said, yes. Abiola told me tears dropped from his eyes. He said, comrade, I will bring all these people back in Nigeria and put those hospitals there. Charles, are you telling me that we cannot put King's Hospital in every state in Nigeria? Are you telling me we cannot put these hospitals here? They have stolen the money for the hospitals. From the center. You are selling oil, we are not seeing the money. In the past, how many years today? Abiola told me, he cried, that was part of the reason why he wanted to be president. President Tinubu is aware of it. I'm calling him because every day we're in Abiola's house.
Nwanyamu's recollection underscores a persistent challenge that has only worsened since Abiola's time. Nigeria's healthcare crisis is driven by systematic corruption. The result is a system where wealthy Nigerians, including sitting officials, routinely seek treatment abroad, spending an estimated $1.5 billion annually on medical tourism, while public hospitals lack basic supplies. Doctors migrate in droves, with over 5,000 leaving for the United Kingdom and the United States in recent years alone. The irony identified, which is skilled Nigerian surgeons thriving overseas while their homeland suffers, remains Nigeria's most damning indictment. Your thoughts?
Okay, very quickly and briefly. Danwanyawu, what are the points? One, Danwanyawu obviously is an Igbo man. But this was an Igbo man who was left alone to stay with Bashir MK Abiola in hospital by his family. He was the one who would present the food to him and then stay with him and look after him. Chinua said in a book that there was once a country. There was indeed once a country called Nigeria, where whether you were Igbo or Yoruba or Ejagam or whatever did not matter. People related on the basis of humanity. It is unfortunate that our country now has become a place where people no longer trust each other, and they cannot relate together on the basis of their own humanity. Second point is about the health sector. Now, we have always said that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. And apart from agriculture and education, we've talked about health. Now, this same country, the Nigeria that Nigeria became, we once had a minister of health who said, any doctor that wants to migrate or go and look for a job in Saudi Arabia or South Africa can go away, that we have enough doctors here. The reality is that we do not have enough doctors in a country that has the highest maternal mortality and infant morbidity rate in the world. So, health is important. That's the other message that Wanya was pointing out. Now, we once had a man who was undeclared president of Nigeria, although they have tried to make remedies subsequently, who wanted to address the health sector, but he was not allowed to claim his mandate because some elements in the Nigerian military, for their own personal reasons, aborted the June 12 election, the freest and fairest election by arbiters ever conducted in the history of Nigeria. The fourth point is about the fact that medical tourism, which takes a lot of money, it's not only Biafra who give that testimony. Other Nigerians too will go to South Africa, they will go to UK, they will be told that the best experts are even in Nigeria, or the best experts abroad in the particular fields are Nigerians. But the same people that Biafra wanted to bring home, other presidents eventually brought home some people, but when they brought them home, go and find out what their experience was. Nigeria, as we say, will happen to them. Nigerians, as you have been told to say, will happen to them. And do you know how many experts have returned to wherever they came from? The challenge, therefore, is to create, whether it's in education or health or agriculture or any other field of endeavor, an environment where Nigerian talents can flourish, so that Nigeria does not frustrate the best that we have, so that we do not become like Ireland at the turn of the 19th century that became a provider of talents for other countries, principally the United States. Now, very quickly on the other two issues. The thing about America dictating to us and all of that, we should put this in proper context. America is not dictating to Nigeria. That has not happened. We cannot say America is violating our sovereignty. That has not happened. What has happened is that on October 31, 2025, the president directed Riley Moore and the committees on appropriation and foreign relations to go and investigate the alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. Now, those congressional committees had hearings. Bipartisan trips were made to Nigeria. The Nigerian leaders met with the Americans and all of that. And Riley Moore had been mandated to submit a report to President Trump. What they have now done is that Riley Moore, leading the investigation committee, has now, with the committees, appropriation and foreign affairs, submitted a report to President Trump in the White House. The United States has not adopted that report. The government of Donald Trump has not made any pronouncement on that report. The Nigerian government has also not responded to it. This is the opinion of the investigating team. And what happens hereafter is when we will be able.
As a supporter of evil, you will always drive a narrative to paint your evil government good. The entire world know what is happening. It doesn't matter how you paint the grammar, the way you speak it. Ruben Apeface. It does not matter how you twist this information. The truth remains. The United States is dictating how things is going to work in Nigeria. And you cannot contest that. You can't contest it. What Rufai said and the other lady said is just exactly what it is. You're trying to paint Nigeria as one like kind of you don't have any sovereignty. The zoo is gone and gone forever. And watch out, if they do not implement those reports when approved by Donald Trump, you will see what will happen to the zoo. Chukwu Okike Abiama will always make a way for his children, and he will make Nigeria deaf and dumb. They will not comply. And then we will enter into the final stage of the whole game.
To make definitive statements. One quick very point that I can make is about the recommendation that Nigeria should do away with the Sharia.
That was what
the Sharia is a constitutional matter.
Yeah.
The process of how it came about has been well articulated by Matthew Hassan Kuka, now Bishop, in his book Religion, Politics and Power.
You see how evil they are. That is why Chukwu Okike Abiama will not forgive this Matthew Kuka. You see how they are driving a bishop into it in the explanation of Sharia. Sharia that is the core problem that we have in Nigeria. Something that is taking innocent life, that even in some Muslim countries, they don't apply it. But in Nigeria, they are using the law to judge even a normal Christian. And here, look at Ruben Abati using a bishop to give example of people who are interpreting that the Sharia is in the constitution. Koka should be ashamed of himself. Today, you see, even in the Christian genocide, he didn't support it. He denied Christian genocide. Something that he has been shouting about for a long time. All of a sudden, it came the time to apply and work to stop it. He denied it. Whatever you sow, you will reap. Don't worry. We are still alive. We are going to hear the news.
Nigeria. Now, the decision when the 1979 Constitution was being formulated was that it would be a personal orthodoxy. Sharia is supposed to apply to persons who submit themselves to it. The abuse is a problem. Its conversion is a state in 1999, further emulated by other states in this country, into a criminal
Arrant nonsense in a secular state. A secular state. You are supporting Sharia.
Unilaterally abolish Sharia. You cannot do that. If it is a constitutional matter, you will have to go through the constitution.
All right.
The recommendation that Nigeria should do business with France, Hungary, and UK is still to the best of my
knowledge. And that's why I summarized that it will be hard to implement. Yes, so most of those will be hard to implement. Now, shall we turn our attention to politics? With Edo North Senator Adam Soshomole telling a crowd that after feeling abandoned when he was removed as APC national chairman in 2020, it was FCT Minister Nyesom Wike who reached out to him during those difficult moments. Oshomole made these comments on Monday in Benin City, adding that Wike is someone who knows the true meaning of friendship. Let's take a look.
This is a man who knows the meaning of friendship. He also identified with short people when they are in distress. After I had been dismissed as national chairman of the ruling party, after I had led them to victory against Sekudu that took second in PDP where Governor Wike, as the name was minister. And I thoroughly used this my mouth to abuse PDP. Even in Port Harcourt, when I was dismissed, I became lonely. Abandoned by my own party. People are even afraid to visit me because it could be them at the party. And I got a call from a real Nigeria who identify with those who are lonely and invited me to Port Harcourt to commission the flyover. Can you imagine that? Can you give the Honorable Minister a round of applause?
Well, all right, still in Edo State, Governor Monday Okwebolo is trending on social media after a video surfaced over the weekend showing him stumbling while attempting to say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's National Honors title, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic during the 2026 Niger Delta Games. Let's take a look.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our father, President
Okay, I know, but you know you can be GSM. Can you come to God? You get you need. Your state, you know I'm always coming to you with those state stories.
So I want to go back to during the campaigns when Dr. Mati gave a very good recommendation. That sometimes you should allow our public service or public officials to speak in their indigenous languages. Maybe it would be more palatable.
No, is this a language issue? It doesn't speak. What is GFR? Oh God, what does it say?
GFR might mean something different that he will be more familiar with and remember in his indigenous language. Let me just put that as a statement. But truly anybody can make a mistake.
Politics. What does it mean? It is finished. But it don't. Yes.
When they had the option of having Aswa Igodalo, an educated guy, very obeying, experienced, they didn't want him. They chose Okwebolo, or the Okwebolo. Please, let the people of Edo State, let them live with their choice. Simple civics that they teach their children in school. But maybe he was trying to recollect.
He forgot. I don't think he had a speech. No, it's just the acronym. He didn't have. He forgot the acronym.
Has now become GSFL.
All right, go ahead. Oh, goodness, so it wasn't here. But the truth is, people do make mistakes. And if people skip to Oshawale and said that he's lonely, Oshawale said he was in the video.
Everybody who goes to election read Dr. Mati's articles. The phone no longer rings. It will be everybody.
Yeah, Oshawale said he was lonely, that he was telling wicked. Yeah.
That is the zoo for you. They make jest of everything. They take it. See how they are laughing over the stupidity and idiocy of somebody who was chosen to be a governor, who does not know how to pronounce GCFR. Something that is written, he couldn't read what was written to him. He had the paper in his front to read at least. He has the paper in his front. So it is not a problem of saying maybe he cannot see it. He has it in his front. But he finds it difficult to read. This is somebody they saw in those states where they have people who are grammarians, people who are well educated and tutored. But yet, they choose an idiot. And look at how he disgraced himself. And in the studio, they laugh over it. They use it as a laughing issue. And they are laughing and jesting about it. And that is what they do every time. And you think Nigeria is going to be better. It is going to be worse. Every single day, you are going to see the worst part of Nigeria every day.
Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending in the United States, where President Donald Trump has doubled down on his claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. Well, in a new video released by the White House media team on Wednesday, Trump reiterated his stance that Christianity is facing an existential threat and vowed to defend Christians in Nigeria. Let's take a look.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. Whether Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
Well, this latest statement by Trump suggests that his administration remains unconvinced by Nigerian rebuttals and will proceed with threatened sanctions or even military actions. Well, Ted Cruz has been talking, and I'll read his post on X yesterday. It reads, Joe Biden turned a blind eye. While radical Islamic terrorists slaughtered Christians in Nigeria, I am very grateful to President Trump for designating it a country of particular concern. Now, we should take the next step and hold Nigerian officials accountable. I intend to be very explicit about who they are in the coming days and weeks. Meanwhile, the federal government of Nigeria, during a press conference in Abuja on Wednesday, accused foreign lobbyists of fueling the narrative of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. The Minister of Information and National Orientation
about suspicious movement. Now, very familiar pattern that we have noticed over time. But let's begin our best. We are joining the studio here in Lagos, where we are broadcasting from by Prince Francis Chira, that is a political affairs analyst. Number one Prince and some people join Good to have you. We appreciate your presence. We will be joined by other guests in the course of the show. We shall get from our outstation. For now, let's concentrate. Okay. Now, for them to begin and be comrade, is an activist, but he's here in the.
You're welcome, Bro Max. Bro Max, are you there? Can you hear me? Are you there, Bro Max? Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. I am here. Good evening, Mazi. Yeah, good evening, Mazi. Can you hear me clearly?
You're welcome, my brother. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. I esteem viewers all over the world and those that are coming to listen to us this evening. I salute Biafrans wherever they are. I salute Mazen Namdekan, Prime Minister Samuel Ekpa. I salute Deputy Prime Minister Ngozi Orazue, the cabinet members of the United States of Biafran government. I salute every other Biafran that are also, a part of the problem that we are facing in Nigeria. I say, may God continue to bless each and every one of you in everything that you are going to do to make sure that the land of the Biafran people is saved from these people, just like we are hearing now. So many communities in Kwara State has been fled their communities simply because of Islamization. The total taking over of Kwara State that place is gone. That Kwara State is gone to the Emirates. Yoruba people will never recover it again. It has been taken, and that is what they are protecting. If you are saying this and you are from the east, south of Nigeria, instead of you, the last thing you do to your people is to come and begin to fight your brothers and sisters. If you feel that they are not doing it well, find a means to do yours and let the world hear you. This is the only thing I will tell you today while we deliberate on this vital issue. Mazi Chuks, Nigeria is the 51st state of America. And there is nothing anybody will do about that. They are not ready to do it because they are in bed with the enemies that are terrorizing the so-called zoo. And that is how it is. See how they are laughing. See the incompetence. Look at the governor. He cannot even pronounce GFR.
Imagine.
He cannot. And that is the kind of person that will be coming out to read the report, read the address the state of the people of Edo and the rest of them. That's the kind of non-entities that these people force on the people. A country that cannot even manage a thing as common as elections. A thing as common as election, they cannot. And when we speak, the one Nigerians will come here and begin to bombard us. Look at what is happening in your country. You can run it down or double down on it for all I care. You are in the brinks of, in fact, you are totally broken. Your sovereignty has been taken away from you. The United States of America is now one leg in your country, deciding or presiding over some certain affairs in your country. Ordinary Togo, ordinary Burkina Faso chase their former imperialists out. But you cannot do it because you are evil. You are evil. You can't do it because you are evil. You cannot do it because you are afraid of what the caliphate will do to you. That is the reason why you are holding the people that are fighting to live down. The more you hold Biafrans down, the more you will go underground. And sooner than later, Biafrans will resurface. They will double up, they will resurface on the surface of the water and swim to the crust of the land of God. Mazi Chuks, I will leave it here.
Thank you so much, my brother. It is a shameful thing. See them, they laugh over incompetence of a governor. They laugh over their shame. Instead of them to cover themselves in shame, they take everything for a joke. Mad people everywhere. Let's continue and hear on this.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you. And from Oka Studio, we've been run by Honorable Ejiofor Ogwatu. Honorable Ejiofor Ogwatu, former House Committee Chairman and Information, and member of the House of Assembly is a commissioner. They appear for the capacity of a public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Honorable Ogwatu, and thanks for joining us. Good morning. Good afternoon. Okay. How did I enter into this country in the first place? How did I enter into the
country in the first place? They call it as spirits. It simply shows you that our borders are doors. It simply shows you that those who are meant to man the borders are doing nothing. It simply shows you that the government is not taking the security of life and properties of Nigerians seriously. That is what it is. Now, does it look like, okay, if this is an ambition that we have foreigners killing us, at least, like they say that the problem identified is half solved. But does it look like that when further than we move, we are killing us, the people that are killing us now, and we expect we will solve the problem. Well, everyone has a good relationship with the president of France. I think these guys are French speaking. It means that they were colonized by France. So why is it making an advantage of our relationship? Yes, why is it making an advantage of our relationship? So how come it's taking them almost 3 years or so to identify these people? Why? So where do we start from? Are you not saying that the Boko Haram, the Koran, the insurgents, the rebels, all of them are foreigners? What the Secretary to the Government of Distribution say? These people are not Hausa speaking. They don't speak French outside. But their French is French. What does that connote? What is it trying to tell Nigerians? It's trying to tell Nigerians they don't even know who they're fighting with. They don't know. Okay, let me tell you a point. If you go up north, unfortunately nobody wants to admit the fact that the core problem in the world that started this whole thing is the minerals that are mining in the north. There are some minerals that are mining in the north. And we are those who are mining it. You remember the governors in the north came and said they want to suspend mining in the north for 6 months. And I asked, I said, is it government approved mining or illegal mining? Okay, so we think non security is economic related. It is. Do you know what you guys are making from Nigerians? Do you know how much? They're talking about the north. Don't forget that the state is coming out is another hotbed right now. All states have been receiving it. Because they have opposites there as well. The last time they cleared an Oba or whatever in the state, they kidnapped this defense staff. They kidnapped another person, I think 2 days ago. So they're moving in. So we are there. Okay, let's quickly run to the city. And when help us make sense of what is happening. Now, the Secretary to the Government of Information also said something. He said, well, Nigeria is not the only country that is plagued by insecurity. What does that mean? Are you telling us to live with or what? Can you help us explain this position on that?
Well, once again, thank you for having me. Any position from the government must be taken very seriously. And now that the government are able to say, well, those who are terrorizing us are French. They are French-speaking personalities. To me, there's a program to my research. They are able to situate a position that we have an illusion. We believe some of us in this part of the world believe that once there is any strike, any act of terrorism, we could say Fulani elsewhere. Now that the government are able to situate it, taking the body away from the Fulani elsewhere, I think they have sufficient information. And when governments are far away from the government, they have information more than when we have. Therefore, to me, let's listen to them. Maybe with this, they can get a solution. Because how many of those who believe, and I'm being family of the Nigerians that we are not supposed to continue to lament. But we should look for a way to look for solution. How about limited to solution? The lamentation, the book of lamentation was everything because of Nigeria. How about limited to somebody
now that the government is telling us this, there will also be Nigerians who have been victims of these attacks. People in government places that have been killed, that are saying, well, these people at some point were kind headers and they speak a certain Fulfulde language, And when they strike in some parts of the south,
is telling us. So what are they trying to achieve? Because from the intelligence they have, and from when the victims see and know, these things are different. Recall that the former Chief of Defense Staff, now the Ministry of Defense, also told us that the people that are killing Nigerians are foreigners. They didn't even classify them. Now they get a classification. Oh, they don't even speak French outside. They speak French. So how do we balance all of that? We know that the way this terrorism started in this country, it started from the Boko Haram. And those Boko Haram can be situated. We know where they are from. We are aware of the Maru.
You can see how hard these idiots are fighting to change the narrative. You see how hard they are trying to remove Fulani from this very atrocity they are committing. Every one of us know from day one, the people that are committing this crime are Fulanis. Victims have testified. Kidnapped people have said it. We have seen video. They have done video. They do video every time to show the people they kidnap. They speak on videos. But with all this information, the government is still fighting hard. They will come and tell you they investigated. Now they say people that are speaking French. Imagine. Just imagine that. The Fulanis in the Sahel, are they not all speaking French? The Fulanis that are coming from Mali are not speaking French. All the Fulanis that are coming from the Sahel, all of them, are they not speaking French? The only thing they tend to achieve is to remove that name, Fulani. This is how hard they are fighting. But the most painful thing is that while they are fighting hard to remove Fulani, our own people are fighting hard to drag us into the issue. Why the Fulanis are fighting very hard to remove themselves from the picture. Governor Soludo is doing everything humanly possible to drag us into the picture. It is so sad and shameful. Very, very shameful. It is very, very shameful.
Founder of Boko Haram. We can also explain how the Boko Haram became force. You know, if as of today, when you are telling me that, if as of today, the Nigerian government is saying that the Fulanis are not the one responsible again, this is another dimension to it. We started from Boko Haram, Islam, different names are coming up. I would not say we have been told that Boko Haram is not as serious as they were. They are not as viable and potent as they were. We understand, therefore, and some foreign persons are not coming. The Nigerian government is telling us that these are French-speaking persons. What they are telling us in lesson is that we are aware of the situation. The Nigerian government are taking responsibility. They are taking responsibility that our people are being terrorized. Our people are being killed on a daily basis. Our people are being kidnapped. But these are the persons doing it. To me, that is the step. When we should be demanding from the I agree with the Nigerian government that there are killings. Killings is something related to the terrorism is only, as I last time was monitoring the international, as well as spread in the Mexico, when they also pass it through there. I am not only pleased for the Nigerian government, but I'm telling you that these are their position. To me, they are not equipped in terms of information gathering. They are not more equipped in how to tackle. Since we don't know who they are fighting, I think it would be better for the government, when I say government, to also provide solution and tackle these terrorists. Because now, the government is getting bigger. Who are you going to take? Who are you going to, Mr. Koro, who are you going to take personally? Is it the Nigerian government giving you information? All those who are saying the people were kidnapped a year ago, people who were kidnapped 2 years ago, all the government is sending you today. Thank you very much. Let's bring government guys into the conversation as well. We have Honorable Honorable good morning to you. Welcome to the conversation. Now, but some would say, does it matter what language, what tongue terrorists speak? So that bothers me, because Nigerians are saying our people are being killed. People are being driven from their ancestral land. Their houses are burnt. Women and children are killed. And we hear that people are kidnapped as well. 280 In fact, between January and February 20, record has it that over 323 people, Nigerians, have been killed by terrorists. So, what tongue terrorists speak? Is that what we should be talking about at this time? Or ensuring the safety of Nigerians? This statement made by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, does it give you, how does it make you feel? Do you have do you feel like government is serious in dealing with this issue at all? But if you have a question and you want to react, you might need to unmute your device so we can get your audio. All right, unfortunately, we can't get audio from Comrade Roy. I think about it, Comrade H4812. We can't get audio, so I'll bring you back to the studio. I'm here. Can you hear me now? I can hear you now. Go right ahead, please. Okay. I think the first thing I was expecting you to hear something from the federal government. After telling them that I think the time is terrorists as from speaking, they were expecting to hear the efforts the government is now employing to try to avoid attempts to put terrorists. I was expecting to hear what the government has done to stop these constituting terrorists arrested and then what they have done about them. They're just telling us they are just people. I'll tell you what they've done. That was going to be my next question, actually. He said the president's visit, within the same breath, he said the president's visit to Turkey was to acquire drones. That's something that they've done. But what have we seen in the past days? We've seen terrorists acquire drones that could, bomb camps just by being controlled from a remote location. So I don't know. The terrorists are getting more so much money to send into that terrorists. And I think the government needs to attack their source of income. Who are behind this censorship. I don't think it's just the money they realize from kidnapping and all the rest of them. Somebody mentioned mining industry and some economic factors. The government should look at this. This terrorism is taking a new shape. They're taking a new form. The people who are dying in Nigeria, and we need to be very sure the government effort to stop this thing. We need to provide that this thing are stopped completely. We need to provide that Nigerians are free to move around in their respective villages, homes, and abroad without fear of terrorism, without fear of attack. So, the way, the kind of technology they are employing, is a very an uncomfortable situation. Government should do much more than it is doing now. It's a very pathetic situation. Government should do much more than they are doing now. All right. We can't tell you that the Nigerian government is about to obtain drones. We should have had enough drones before now. What about the funding? The military, the Nigerian budget is going to take a large chunk of the budgetary allocation, and it's also taking a large chunk of the reasons. So many sectoral developments are being and everything has got reasons, and the military is taking just for the fight of this terrorism. And so we should think of acquiring everything that they need. Acquiring things shouldn't be a rules for every Nigerian to jump at. We're supposed to be very productive. How can acquiring things become new? Things that they want to use by so many countries is long way to get now, and the rest should not be found wanting to start. Alright, so acquiring things is a very palatable move. Okay, so that's not a palatable one, but some would say that at least that will reduce the number of men that will be found in the theater of war, because with drones, you need less lesser men on ground. That's what I mean. That's the argument that some will put forward. Prince Francis Kilaka, let me take you up on this, this drone acquisition from Turkey, as said by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, reacting to foreign terrorists, foreign individuals that are in Nigeria. Now, if you followed the past few days, like I said, now the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, is saying this. But sometime last week, I heard that terrorists acquired about 35 drones. Does it seem like there's a sabotage somewhere? Because the government, and if you follow the visits of the president to Turkey and the relationship Nigeria has had with Turkey, you will understand that they have constantly warned Nigeria about the presence of a terrorist group in Nigeria, who they say are embedded in charitable work, hospitals, schools, and the rest of them. They told Nigerians that these people are here, drive them away. Now, the president going there gave some Nigerians the impression that yes, he's beginning to align. But right after that visit, there was an acquisition on the other side. Is that a sabotage somewhere?
When we talk about sabotage, I mean, I'm happy. Somebody said, "No, I'm happy. Let us identify the problem." Like we say, you can only solve the problem when you identify. You can find a solution when you identify the problem. First and foremost, I'm going to ask the question, not a personal question. He said, "What do you believe? Do you believe the man that comes to your house to roam, to rape, and to kill your children? Or he speaks a language you are familiar with? You understand what I'm saying? He speaks a language you're familiar with. Maybe it's in Igbo, maybe it's Hausa, maybe it's Fulfulde, he speaks. Or do you believe somebody who speaks outside and insinuating that this man is speaking this language? So, ultimately, balance that. I would believe the man that was attacked. Because the man that was attacked has the first-hand information. He knows who attacked him. He understands the language they spoke. So for government to now come and say, oh, these guys are speaking, government is just trying to take Nigerians' mind out of the reality. If I say they speak French, for instance, are they the ones occupying the land, the ancestral lands of people that have been chased into IDP camps?
And remaining the LGs in the state.
Yes, so if they're the ones, and you know they're foreigners, why are you not disputed them? We must look at this critically. We're not doing this in this country anymore. Nigerians have become more aware, Nigerians have become more educated. So if you're telling me that, oh, they are foreigners, so foreigners have taken over, let's say, the community relations, foreigners have taken it over. And the government feels that the best way to address it is to counter them. They're not your citizens. But loyalty lies with your citizens. So you must take them out and return the citizens back to their ancestral homes. They will not know that, okay, yes, it is foreigners. That's on one side. On the other side, this government, whatever, terrorists or whatever, these guys are making so much money. Because they say that they bought drones. Did they just go to the market to pick them? They bought them with money. How did they do the transfer? Who paid for the drones? Are you saying that you cannot have track transactions? Okay, the way you and I are sitting down here now, if 100 billion hit our account, EFCC will track it, CBN will track it. Why are they not able to track how these guys are buying this equipment? And why is it that the government has kept quiet, very silent? And that silence is the fact that, first of all, the way that this was given to the former new president, nobody's talking about it. Why is it very difficult to come and name those who are sponsoring panicking Nigeria? Why?
Can we also talk about the fact that it appears like a sort of complicity and lack of political will? Because why do you think these bandits would actually write to the community in Kebbi State and ask them to pay 100 million naira protection fee. What exactly is happening?
When you allow non-state actors to hold so much power, when this thing started, when they started holding these meetings, we were here, we said this is wrong. This should not be encouraged. You cannot tell me that, we hear this story about vampires, and they say vampires live on human blood. And then you have 10 children, and you go and start negotiating with a vampire that needs the blood of your children to survive. Do you think you will spare any of them? Nobody tests sugar and spits it out. Okay, all right, thanks. We'll come back to you. Now let's quickly run to Tom explain that Oko, who is also with us on the show. Now, comrade, I'm sure you have followed this conversation. If the federal government is coming to tell us that the people that are killing Nigerians, our citizens, are French-speaking people, does it look to you like this problem has been internationalized? Does it take an international dimension? Mind you, we have Israel here in the Islamic State of West Africa province, an outfit of ISIS. We also told that Lakorawa came in through the borders from Sokoto State. So you see an internationalization of this problem to the extent that we might just have some people, proxies, sponsoring this war against Nigeria. And to what end would that be? Thank you so much, Mr. Okoro. I will start by saying that I'm highly disappointed from the statement made by the Secretary to the Federal Government, Senator George Akume, by stating that the terrorists who are killing Nigerians, who are boxing Nigerians, who are causing mayhem to the citizens of this country, speak French. Let me tell you, Mr. Okoro, we are not interested in the language the terrorists speak. We are interested in making sure that these terrorists are completely eradicated from this country. That is the interest of Nigerians, whether they speak Latin or they speak or they speak French. It's not our business. Let me also tell you that it is very disheartening that these terrorists have wielded much power that they can attack states like Zamfara, Benue State, Katsina State, Kwara State, Kebbi State, Niger State. They are gradually taking over the country. And the government is coming out to tell us that they have identified that they speak more of French. The government is telling us that they are going to acquire drugs. And that's supposed to be a solution to this. For me, when this thing started, I said, you don't pay compensation. You don't bargain. You don't get along with terrorists. We want to find out that a certain group are terrorists in the country. The next thing we do is to make sure you get them out of the surface of the country. That is it. You don't bargain with terrorists. You don't dialogue with terrorists. Now these terrorists are beginning to, conquer the citizens, beginning to chase the citizens out of their ancestral home, and beginning to take over. Just like we all know that in Benue State, for instance, these terrorists from Benue State chased out the people who are the native owners of the land, occupied the place. And the people who were so attacked in Benue State came out to say that these people speak Fudu language. They didn't say that they speak French. These are people who witnessed that attack. They are victims of that attack. And they have said they speak Fudu. Then the federal government, through the Secretary to the Federal Government, is now telling us that these people speak French. For me, whether they speak Fudu or they speak French. Nigerians understand that. Let's take it away about. Okay, I want us to expand and take this conversation. And I want us to talk about the probable internationalization. We recall that at some point we had ECOWAS
and all of that. And we also know that at some point we had a problem with Niger. If we take away ISWAP, Islamic State West Africa, more like a proxy for some Middle East organization that might be interested in having a foothold in West Africa and Nigeria, the act between the Chad Basin and all of that would be, their flashpoint. If we take that away, does it look like the alliance of Sahel states moving from Mali, that route we also, before the security met at all, we had a situation where it was a tribal route for the smuggling of light arms and ammunition. Could it be that French people are not happy with Nigeria and trying to say, okay, since you want to cause trouble for us, let us also cause trouble for you? Is it probable that that's what we are seeing? I think that must make sense of it. What do you think? What do you know? I want us to talk about the international aspects of this crisis, because it looks like Nigeria is, has become some kind of interest for a lot of foreign powers. And US is here. We are going to talk about US in a bit, but let's talk about maybe the alliance of Sahel states could maybe the world, helping themselves, to cause problems in Nigeria. What do you see? What do you know? What do you think?
Well, I think whether it is internationally sponsored or locally sponsored, what we are facing is terrorist attack. Let me tell you something. You see, when somebody said that, Secretary of the Federal Government said that these people speak more of French, obviously, it is already an international attack on Nigeria. And like the guest in the studio said, how are they entering Nigeria? Are they spirits? Does it mean that we don't have borders again? Does it mean that our borders are so porous that we cannot even identify these men when they come? Look at the type of people these men are coming in with. Does it mean that there is a conspiracy in the protection of our borders? These are some of the questions we will ask ourselves. Secondly, when we talk about French-speaking people, we know that they are coming from France. Doesn't mean we don't have this bilateral relationship with France that I say, okay, let us team up. Our president has been going there. Why not say, let us team up, let me discuss with the president of the French-speaking country that these people are attacking us through your borders. Help us to see how we can annihilate it. And also, don't forget that Nigeria is an independent country. Nigeria is supposed to fight this type of attack, with their independent military base. You see, it was because of the inability to tackle this, whether you call it foreign attack or local attack, that necessitated, the American government led by Donald Trump to say that Christians are being killed and we cannot keep quiet anymore. We are going to come and see what we can do about it. And when that statement came, when they declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern, some persons were like, oh, we are not supposed to do that. Nigeria is independent and all that. Now, Nigeria is now telling us that they are collaborating with the American government to see how they can fight this insecurity. But, take it to the bank, whether it is from France, whether it's from Belarus, whether it's from Togo, whether it's from Turkey, whichever country is from.
I'm so glad you mentioned the US government intervention, but it's just more than 20 days in February, and over 300 people have been killed. So is it that we should have a little more patience so that we can see the effects, the good work of the American intervention, or what is really happening, because we are not feeling it?
Okay, thank you so much. I believe that American government is such a government that actually handles this kind of attack technically. I believe they are studying the ground. That Nigerian government, who is the leader, who is in charge of the country, is supposed to be ahead of even the American government that has come. They are supposed to be at the forefront of tackling this insecurity, whereby the American government that just arrived will now be giving them backup
say now the American government is there, let them now do the rest for us. That's not how it is done. There should be a collaboration. And I believe that in no distant time, if American government is very serious with dealing with this insurgents, dealing with this terrorists in the country, I believe that very soon results will stop coming in. But for me, I want to tell the federal government that they are not doing enough. The federal government is not doing enough. But telling us that they are firing drones and telling us that these people are from French, that they are French-speaking people. It's not enough to convince Nigerians.
Comrade, one of the things this administration prides itself as doing is rehabilitating some of these so-called repentant bandits. And just a few days ago, the Benue State governor came under fire for pleading with the federal government to come and build a rehabilitation center for bandits in Benue State, and a lot of people have called for his head. So is that, do you think that this is misplaced priority?
It's completely misplaced priority. How do you even identify, how do you even convince yourself that these persons are repentant bandits? How do you rehabilitate somebody who has been killing the people, who has been raping the people, who has been destroying villages, who have been rendering the people homeless? And then you only come to say that they are rehabilitating them. How did you even know that they have repented from that onslaught? So for me, I think it's misplaced priority.
Misplaced priority, you say. But we are trying to get concluding thoughts on this one. So when we'll be moving away from the issue of insecurity and talking about something different, politics, the political space specifically. Now, should we take that as a concluding thought, something you want to add? If you may, you can do that in 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to advise the federal government to buckle up. Don't be deceived with the fact that these people speak French or they speak Zulu. The federal government should concentrate in making sure that these terrorists are completely wiped out from Nigeria. That's what we want to get. Thank you.
All right then. Thank you very much, Comrade Oko Splendor. Now let's go to picture 4 Inglatu. Honorable picture 4 Inglatu, please. Your concluding thoughts.
I think the federal government having identified the nationality or whatever has been terrorist, to do everything required to make them to be driven out of this country, including the chance to stay, the opportunity to escape here, and then there's a number of governments to do with terrorism, local factors too, because I don't believe that all the terrorists are coming from the country. All of them are very local too. So some of these local ones should be just locally.
International. Yes. All right then. Thank you very much, Honorable Ejiofor Egwuatu. Comrade Roy Loriamo. Let's have your concluding thoughts now. The government is saying, some would say, let me just put this out there. Some would say this is diversionary because, we're saying they speak poor Hausa and more of the more eloquent in French and the elections are around the corner. Is this trying to, pander to this side, not make this side feel like, you are the bad guy, things like that. What are your concluding thoughts on this?
There are different dimensions to the insecurity that have been dealt with this country. There are religious dimensions there, political dimensions there, cultural dimensions there. But the issue I believe, as I said, as agent of solution, Nigeria must support Nigeria government so that we can be able to overcome this insecurity. Very just now, we saw it, some persons were protesting when the US said they were interested, they want to support the Nigerian government. Some of the strike they did in the Sokoto, so Nigeria came down and they were protesting against it. These are persons who were also victims of the heartless disposition of this policy. Yet, they were protesting. We need that synergy because being in the free government, being a governor, a president, or a secretary to the federation, does not make you a superhuman being. You are not reasoning more than any Nigerian. Therefore, we must put their
in the insurgency, in terrorism. Until we go back to the foundation. What are the foundation? One, the day we introduced Sharia into our political lexicon, that was the day Nigeria as a country, that was the day we embraced the insecurity. So then, we embrace insecurity and peace and system together. We must go back to it, and that is the religious dimension about it. Then the people were not coming that will be doing Sharia in this country. That is the beginning of our problem. Until we revisit that, we will continue to struggle and continue to thank you. Thank you very much. I'm in my level. Prince Francis Shalaka. What do you need to say? Well, my concluding thought is that the government wishes to be sincere with Nigerians. You can't keep asking Nigerians to support you in the fight against terrorism. They are not being honest and sincere with them. A lot of lives have been lost, and for government to now come out and begin to lay the blame on foreign nationals is just their nationality.
Thank you very much. Well, gentlemen, stay with us as we get into another conversation now.
This is from Biafrans Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no longer them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Ipocha massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I got that day. Remember when me tell you say I got that day. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. But the way you go like a papa nuku. But them they were bonito. Me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi samiro. Me tell you what I day. For me that from the rest of man I tell you what I day. Me know that you come to tell them
heroes, I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
I look up to the sky with tears in my eyes for other Biafrans and for freedom and to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, we'll never be apart. They fought for our freedom, they died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front without food, without guns, for our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes, we want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We bled in our history that the death of my people is the mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bombed, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Ipocha massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now if not you? You died at Mali, 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 Mali.
hustle for freedom, and they pay the debt for a freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in the heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes, so I'm falling here.
This is for my fallen heroes. Keep them on the patient people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire,
they pay the ultimate price. They die for me, for the freedom of my unborn child. We live for the legacy.
March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is. We must revenge, and we must stand to represent